Hi, this is Zena Awesome. This is going to be part two to staying positive. I recorded this once, but my other camera seems to be having some technical issues, so I'm recording again. This is a little bit harder to describe. It has to do with having bigger priorities. In other words, you have to kind of know what it is in your life that you want to do that makes you happy. So you have to know that if you have children, things that you want to do with your children that make you happy, because when you know what makes you happy, then you can set priorities, and then doing things that move you towards that make you happy, or at least help make you happy. I will use the example of my dogs. My dogs are a lot of work. And because I travel with my dogs, there's a lot of things we can't do. We often can't eat in restaurants when it's hot because I can't leave the dogs in the car. There's a lot of hotels we can't stay at because they don't allow dogs at all. Actually, even most campgrounds don't allow dogs, or if they do allow dogs, they only allow 2 dogs. Same thing for most resorts or RV spots. So like KOA, and even a lot of state-run parks limit the number of dogs you can have to 2. So that's one of the reasons why we go to the national parks, is the national parks doesn't actually have any dog limit. It just says your dogs need to be on a leash and under control and all that type of stuff, so we can work around it. I get a lot of joy from my dogs. So again, I don't focus on, oh, I can't do this because of the dogs. I go, well, what can I do with my dogs? And if we have to do something where the dogs have to be watched, then we just find a way to get the dogs watched. I'm going to use another example, and this is more, I'm going to say, relating to goals. So you would find this type of priorities perhaps in a goal setting course, that if you want to lose weight or quit smoking, you can't do it, I'm going to say, generically for better health, because better health isn't exactly tangible. You don't really feel better health. You might be able to even attach tangible goals, like with weight loss, to lose 20 pounds, or but it doesn't make you necessarily feel good. So you have to make it even bigger and broader as your motivation. For example, when Vandar was quitting smoking, one of the things the VA did was they had him fill out a card with 3 reasons why he was quitting smoking. And it wasn't supposed to be things like for better health. It has to be something that means something. So, for example, to be around to see the grandkids, to be able to, like if you're having breathing problems, to be able to go out on the beach with your kids and walk along the beach. It has to be something tangible and meaningful on a level of something that really pulls at your heart and you really want to do. So now when you're trying to accomplish that thing and there's challenges, you have something to fall back on. And when you succeed, the heartfelt things are what make you feel so much better and so much more positive. And that's why you have to have a general overall what makes you happy. And what makes you happy is your primary goals in life. For example, right now, Vandar and I have very, very simple, very, very focused goals. We're trying to celebrate life. We're trying to get the most bang for the buck out of what he's got left. We want to spend time together. We want to make memories. We want him to live as long as he can fitting that parameter, not where he is just in a bed sick. And so all my decisions are driven from that. So knowing that, and of course the dogs fit into that too, knowing that the the pain in the butt things that happen in life are less important. Even us having to drive to San Francisco every 3 weeks now. Is it going to be a lot of work? Is it going to be tiring? Is it going to cost money? Yes, absolutely. But we have an opportunity to help Vandar live longer and hopefully have a good quality of life while he's living it. So all those other things, they are what they are. If we want to achieve what makes us happy, which is getting him the treatment that's going to help, that's what you focus on, not all the rigmarole of actually getting it done. So without the big picture of what makes you happy, all the little stupid stuff can really get in the way. And you can try the glass is half full, and you can try a lot of these other things, and they'll help a little, but they're only going to help a little. You have to have the big picture, the big picture of what makes you happy and why you're doing what you're doing. And then whenever you get a little frustrated or whenever you have a bit of problems, you just take a deep breath and you relate it back to the big goals. And usually, to be honest, they're not that big a deal. You can work around them if you know what your priorities are. And I think that's part of the problem people have when they're trying to be happy, is that they actually don't know what makes them happy. So you got to start with the big picture and figure out where your happiness comes from and kind of work that around in your brain. It's not an easy question to answer. And without it, I'm a believer in goals and understanding where you're going, because without goals, it's like they say, if you got a ship and you want to go to, take the ship somewhere, or to have a car and drive somewhere, you have to have a general idea of where you're going. If you just drive around in circles, you're probably not really going to enjoy it as much. So you have to have some idea of where you're at, or you can't have anything to measure happiness or unhappiness to, and then you're going to measure it just on the daily grind. And as Brian Tracy said, that every 3 to 4 months there's going to be some type of crisis. By crisis, your car breaks down, there's a problem at work, there's an unexpected whatever, and these are going to happen all the time, no matter how well or how poor you're doing. So if you're not grounded in what makes you happy, these little things can really pull you down. This has been a really hard topic to cover, so I've tried to express it. If you have more questions, please write them in the comments, and I will definitely answer them and provide some more background. Thank you.